Hi, good evening, everyone. Just a quick introductional, and first of all, just want to say thank you for your time. It's good to have you guys with me tonight. So, as title, I'm going to try to talk to you guys about how to stay motivated and how to stay positive in no matter what you do. It could be in fitness, could be in general goal that you might have now. Um, a quick introduction. If you don't know me, my name is H. My full name is Hafiz Omar. People call me H. I'm one of the coach in South Melbourne Result-Based Training Gym. Um, I am from Borneo. I'm from the East Malaysia. I came to Australia 3 years ago. This is my second time webinar with result-based training. So there's a brief introduction about me. So the reason why I choose to talk about motivation and talk about how to stay positive, because it is very important that we understand that this is the most crucial part of any goal. And I noticed that not just people around me, even myself, it's so easy to kind of like fall away and losing that motivation. And being negative is a lot more easier than being positive. I'm not saying that I'm the most motivated person in the world. I'm not the most positive person in the world. Sometimes I feel down, feel negative about anything. But what I learned as I grow older, learning from where I'm from and from where I am now, I managed to create some sort of, not a mantra, some sort of habit where I can so easily back on track, where I can just easily kick away the negative energy that can bring me down so easily. I'm dealing with a lot of clients who kind of like have a problem in terms of sticking with their goals. And I try to kind of like understand the problem, and most of the time I can relate to this problem too. For me, it all depends on what we want in general. It could be in fitness again, once like I said, but it can be in anything. My goal in life absolutely different from yours, and yours absolutely different from mine. The rule number one of overcoming a problem is to recognize that you have one. Being positive, it's easy to say it, but it's very hard to stick to it. But just because the word negative, or just because of there's a negative energy around us or negative thoughts, that not necessary that we just have to ignore it. We have to kind of like acknowledge it, because I reckon a half truth is it's worse than a lie. I rather have a lie than only a half truth, because if I have a lie, I can overcome the lie. I understand completely what's the situation rather than being in denial. The rule number two that you have to understand in terms of trying to stay motivated and staying positive is to accomplish a goal. Okay. Every day I have someone come to our gym talking about I want to lose some weight. I just want to lose 5 kilos, for example. They don't actually have a clear goal. Then I'm asking them, why is this important for you? Why do you want to lose weight so much? And why anything, right, in life? But I'm just giving you an example of what I'm dealing with daily. Then they start to realize, oh, I just want to be able to have fun with my kids. I want to be able to, you know, do the stuff that I'm not used to do before. Oh, I used to do before, but no longer able to do it just because my fitness level is just going down the drain. So it's very important for us to know the goal, and we also have to establish how important the goal is. So if you have your goals and you understand the goals, if you rate your goals from 1 to 10 level, you rate it 10 or 12, for example, you exaggerate it a bit, then we know it's very, very important for you. Once something is very important to us, we always treat better than something that's less important. I'm sure you guys heard these motivational speakers talk about how bad you want it. So imagine that um, people who have asthma problem, they can't breathe. Um, when they get asthma attack, they're really begging for air, and they would pretty much do anything to get that the inhaler or the device they use to be able to breathe normally again. But people with no asthma problem at all, we take breathing so we take breathing for granted. We don't want it as bad as people who have this problem. So when we realize that it's really important for us, and we realize why is it important for us, we have a chance to stay a bit more motivated and trying to stay a bit positive. So being motivated and being positive is two different things. But the other things that you have to understand as well is your attitude towards your goal. What are you expecting to get? It's something that you will get. If you're expecting bad things, eventually bad things will happen to you. If you fill your mind with all negative thoughts all the time, once again, I'm not saying you should totally reject the negativity around you. I think it's very important for you to understand that negativity is very important for you to understand. Like I said, half of the truth is even worse than a full lie. I rather have a lie rather than half the truth. You have to understand that if you expect something bad going to happen, eventually it will happen. That's why I try to understand that whatever that I wanted to happen to me, I try to work towards it rather than just accept it. But we also have to be realistic with what we want. Some people, we have quite unrealistic goals. I'm not saying that, oh, I want to be a billionaire, or I want to be ripped in 2 months or 3 months. It's impossible. It can be done. But what I'm trying to say is we have to understand that in terms to not disappoint yourself, you have to be able to achieve the goal that is a lot more realistic to you. I rather have a small goals, but achievable, rather than have this massive goal and then you just end up crumble it and disappoint yourself. Because there's nobody will be very happy when you disappointed. You just end up having that more negative energy and more negative thoughts. I will try to be as honest as I can. I don't have any list or whatnot in front of me. I'm literally just giving you a thought in terms of how you can do this yourself based on what I've been through. And like I said earlier, you can't run away from the problem, whatever it is that you have to face it. I give you the example. When I was young, I broke my arms twice. I broke my left arm twice. So if you know me, people call me a crazy elbow all the time. I got bullied a lot. I got teased a lot. But if you never lived with me, if you never do bench press, overhead presses with me, you would not understand that. You will not realize that. You will not realize that I actually broke my arm. And people say that, wow, I didn't realize that. Even my fiance now, she's like, oh, I didn't realize that you broke your arm until we went out. After a few months, we go out together. The reason why I used to hide it so well, I used to wear a long sleeve. I can show it to you now. If you see my arm, so I broke it twice. Play rugby when I was young. I used to hide it, and I never extend it. So when I'm not extending it, it looks like it's just normal, nothing wrong. The reason why I do that, because I feel insecure and I want to hide it away from me. I just don't want people to tease me a lot, and I was being bullied a lot in school. So then I come to a conclusion that the only way for me to be happy with myself or be positive about what I have and about my body is to kind of accept it. So what I did one day, excuse me, what I do one day, I decided to no longer hide it. So every time I see someone, I just flex it. I just extend my arm as straight as I could, as straight as I can do it. And then it works. It's hard for the first few moments because people still like give me, until now, people still like, wow, I went to a few certification for a coach certification, a fitness certification, whatnot, where you require you to do some practical stuff. So you end up doing bench press, for example. You do end up doing overhead presses. And until now, I still get that reaction. People like, wow. But what I did, I changed that tease, that kind of reactions from before. I will take it as a how do I say, as a source of bullying, and I feel like people tease me a lot, and I feel like bad about myself. But now, when I have that reaction, and then I lie down on that bench, and I start lifting more than people that actually have a straight arms, I feel good about it. And then I feel like, there you go. That's something that it's kind of like a party trick, or somehow I can just simply do something that you can't do. But what I'm trying to say is we have to understand that we can't run away from every single problem that we have. We have to accept the fact that we are not perfect, but we can't just beat ourselves and thinking too much about the problem without actually working towards it. Like I said, you have to accept it, and you have to be able to work towards it. The other things that I think will really work with me, I have a clear vision. I know what I want. It could be very, very small. It doesn't matter. Some people have a bigger dreams, but this is my dream, so it is big for me. So it can be anything, but I have a clear vision. Now, for you to stay motivated, you have to have a clear vision. You have to know what you want. You have to know how to get it. Create a community, if you will. Be with the person, or be with the people that love to do the same thing like you. I'm not saying that ditch your friends that don't have the same belief, ditch your families that don't have the same belief. What I say is, if you have that goal, stick to it. Find a people, a community, a group of people that have the same ideas, the same the same goal, and the same positive energy as you are. Because when you have someone that it's easier for us to rely on someone, believe it or not, rather than rely on ourselves. So when you have this community, it can be anything. To be honest with you, I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed to have my fiance again, because when I'm down, I just think of all the hard stuff that we've been through. And I'm sure you have someone next to you, or someone in your life. It could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be anyone, it could be your dog, that kind of like your jewel, your diamond, that you want to keep it close to you. So whenever you feel bad, you can just have a look at it. So I'm also lucky to have a community around me. When I was back home in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, I have people that have the same the same minded, and again, I'm lucky again when I moved to Australia 3 years ago, and then I work with result-based training, and I have the people that have the same kind of like mentality. We achieve to help people. We strive to kind of give people a vision of what they can actually achieve. So you have to surround yourself with this kind of people. You don't have to be a big group of people. It could be just one person. That's all you need, really. This is not the holy grail of how you can be very positive after this. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that at least something after this, after we log out, you feel a bit more motivated and a bit more positive about yourself. Like I said, you have to make a plan again, and everyone makes mistakes. You don't run away from it. The only mistake you make is if you do the same mistake twice. If you do something, learn from it and avoid from doing the same thing again. But on top of everything, I can give you a lot of stuff. I can just talk for hours, but it all comes to one thing. Try to help other people. Sounds about a bit weird, because you try to be motivated about yourself. You want to be positive yourself. But I find it that when I help someone, it can be any strangers. And it don't have to be big. You don't have to build a house with them. Anything. Um, when you help someone, you will feel that it does something when you. I'm not saying that you should help someone so you can feel good about yourself. No, you should help someone so you can soothe the pain. You can help them in terms of can be anything. It don't have to be financially. Done time. Help others in any ways, because you know what? In some point in this life, you will need help from others. Doesn't matter how small it is. Doesn't matter how big it is. Um, I was helped by a homeless guy once when I was passed out and sent me back home. I thought I'm going to be mugged when I was on Flint on the Crown. But yeah, help someone and you will understand what I'm trying to say. Anything. Um, Another thing that you have to understand to stay positive, you have to accept the negative energy again, the negative thoughts. I said this before earlier. Um, what I'm trying to say is when you have that negative thoughts, don't just completely ignore it, but do not feed it. Okay, fear, anger, and sadness is it's like a beast. You know, the one that you feed is the one that grow. So I rather you kind of like accept it, um, but understand that someone out there have even worse day. If you have a worse day and you feel like your day is really, really bad, and think about all the small things that happen to your life, all the simple things that you might not realize. Me and my fiance, we have a very simple ritual. We're a very simple couple. We do a lot of easy stuff. You know, we don't have to have any fancy stuff, but we have something that make us happy. Um, you know, small things like watching televisions together, just lying down and do nothing. It's it's something that make me happy, that make her happy. We feel very, very positive about it every time we do it. We feel fresh after that. Um, Also, try to read. I read books, and maybe not as much as you, but I do. I have a selections of books that I read. I don't read. I don't read like story books and stuff like that. I do read. My favorite books will be from also. Go check it out if you never heard about his name. He's a big guy in terms of inspirational and motivational. He wrote a lot of very straightforward stuff. But read. My point is read something. Read something that can build you, not destroy you. Listen to someone. Listen to something that can build you. Poetry, um, music, anything. Um, and try to speak positive words. The more you play all these positive words with your tongues, the more it will become your habit. The more positive words you say, the more positive minded you will be. So try to have this. Say things with positiveness. If you have, well, people always say this. If you have nothing to say, nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all, because silence is the words that everyone knows the song. We know all the words, which is we don't have to say anything. Unless you have something positive or something nice to say to others, don't say anything. Don't say negative thoughts. That's what we try to say. Because when we speak with anger, with envy, or with hatred, um, we're often destroying not the people that we're talking to, we're destroying ourselves. We're keeping the anger to ourselves. We're not actually, we feel like, oh, I feel good after I just pretty much curse you. It's actually untrue. I don't believe that. Um, uh, I do believe in positive, I don't believe so much in just positive thinking. Positiveness should be a behavior. In order for you to have a new behavior, a new attitude, you have to keep on doing it. It's like a skill. You have to repeat it and repeat it, repeat it. So if you go, if you here to try to find out, okay, I want to know how can I be motivated, how can I be positive after this video. Um, most honest thoughts for you. And also, like I said, if you have any goals, do not let anyone say that you can't do it. Don't even let yourself to say you can't do it. We always say that, but have a reminder, write it down, have a visual, write something, map it out there, set a visual in front of you, something, map it out, write it down, draw something, have the photos in front of your computer. We're in front of our computer all the time. Even though I'm a coach, I'm in front of my computer most of the time. Have the photo in front of your computer, have a small notes, write something, remind yourself why you're doing this. Tell something good about yourself. Don't think about I quit watching news. For me, news is useless. If I want to feel scared, if I want to feel haunted, I don't go to the haunted house. I just watch the news because it scares me. It put more negativity rather than telling me what's going on. So my point is, have something that builds you. In front of your computer, put the photos of what you want to achieve. If you want to achieve a 6% body fat body, then put a photo of 6% body fat body pictures in front of your computer. You want to marry your fiance, for example? There you go. Picture something. Put some wedding photos or anything that can remind you all the time. Do you want to buy something that you really want? Put it there in front of anything. Your phone. We have our phone all the time. Use it all the time. Put it as your wallpaper. Combine it all together. Remind yourself all the time. Drink coffee. Whatever it takes. I think that will help you. Don't let yourself trapped with the sadness that not actually happened yet. If something not there for sure, if you're just thinking it, sit down and think again. Is it really happening or is it just making it up? Because I think if you want to travel your head, make sure the travel is worth traveling. If you just make it up, you're just going to end up wasting your time thinking of something that might or might not happen. Like I said, plan it out. Have someone. If you don't have anyone, look again. You have someone. Doesn't have to be a partner. Can be a friend, a family, anyone. Look again. You have people next to you. Again, this is the most honest that I will talk in front of a computer, and I'm not sure if anyone listening to me right now, but I'm sure you are because I know there's a few people registered. But I'm hoping that if you're listening to me now, and you will feel a lot better if you're just trying to be yourself a bit more. If you disagree with something, you don't necessarily have to say it all the time. If I don't agree with something, I will listen to it and I will take all the good points. Any bad points that you know will ruin you or will destroy the process, don't do it. Listen to it because everyone's opinion is worth to be listened. So don't just dismiss their opinion just because you're disagreeing with them. Agreeing to doesn't mean that you will follow them. You can agree to disagree. And before I close up, like I said, just a few reminder. Please set a goal. Set it now, right after this. Write down on a paper. What is your goal? Make it small, but consistently. You know, persistent, beat resistant. So keep on doing it. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. Don't just give up after second try. Do it again. Write it down. Visualize it. Have someone next to you to work with you. If you're working alone, you just have to work twice as hard. Speak positive stuff. Search for happiness. Look for something that bring happiness to your life. Could be anything, anything. Me, simple. I have people that I love, and if I have the gym where I can squat, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm set to go. My expectation in my life is very simple. I don't believe in materialistic stuff. Does that make me a loser? No. I'm feeling very successful. I'm more successful I am now compared to myself a few years ago. So that's it. That's something for me to celebrate. Another thing, that no matter how small your achievement, no matter how big your achievement, you have to celebrate it. Don't just let it go. If I'm lifting by 3 kilos extra, you have no clue how happy I am. So any achievement is worth to be celebrated. So no matter how small it is, you have to celebrate them. You have to appreciate yourself more. You have to really appreciate yourself more. Don't just looking at next person and say, "Oh, you're better than me." They might be, but you yourself. So you can't compare to everyone else. The only person that you have to compete with is the person you were yesterday, and you just want to strive to be a better person today or tomorrow. So don't worry about what others think about you too much. Think about what you think about you. Once again, don't deny any um, negativity that happened in our life. Accept it. Learn from it. Any mistakes, learn from it. Um, I think that's enough from me. Like I said, I didn't structure anything for this webinar because I was told by my manager to say, hey, to do a webinar on Monday, and I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but I decided, look, I'm feeling good, and I want to share some thoughts about how we can stay motivated and stay positive. Whoever you are out there, and hopefully that you watching this, again after this, after watching this, you're feeling a little motivated and have some points in terms of how to stay positive. Um, Thank you for joining me tonight, and looking forward to talk to you guys. Um, if there's any questions regarding training or anything, nutrition or whatnot, feel free to visit us at www.resultbasedtraining.com.au. I wish you guys have a good night, and thank you so much for staying with me tonight.